Welcome back to part two of the draft. I've finalised my deck. I've called it Vastwood Swarm because the main combo I've got Scoot Swarm and Vastwood Surge. So I'm envisioning a horde of 3/3 creatures just rolling over my opponents. Now I've made a few changes. I think earlier I was talking about I don't need more of the Skyclave, so I'll just leave it out. I've had second thoughts about that. I put it back in the deck. If the creature that has it dies, it is going to be tough to re-equip it. It's 2 white and 2. I put in a second plane, so I literally need both planes in the deck to re-equip it. But we do have I think 3 different mana fixes to find those planes. We've got Reclaim the Wastes, Roiling Regrowth, and of course Vastwood Surge itself, which can each search for up to 2 basic lands. Yeah, if you the Reclaim the Wastes, you need to kick it to get the second land. So it seems supportable. The other thing I've decided to do, I mean, I've been consulting Deathsea's tier list, and I've agreed with a few things and maybe disagreed with a few other things. So what I've dropped from the deck is Kazundu Nectarpot and Skyclave Squid. Now you might think, well, I was having a trouble with filling up my 2-slot part of the deck, and these seem to fit the bill. But I think they're sort of C grade or D grade kind of cards, and I thought I actually have the opportunity to replace them with basically cantrips or card draw cards that also cost 2. So I've got Deliberate, scry 2, draw a card, and I've got Spare Supplies. Draw a card, and then you can pay 2 mana and sack it to draw another card the next turn. So these just make my deck a bit smaller and let me draw through my deck and get to my bombs a little bit quicker. That seems to make a bit more sense to me than playing these 2 extra creatures that maybe just won't have that much impact. I mean, the Kazundu Nectarpot makes a bit more sense because of the landfall there. You're gaining 1 life from every land you play, and I'm a ramp deck. I play quite a lot of land, so but still, it's just a bit of extra life gain, and it's not that impressive to me. The other thing I've done, I've actually dropped. So quite surprisingly, I've dropped Seafloor Stalker. I was talking about this so that you can pay some mana and make this unblockable, so you can get through with 3 damage each turn. They've got to do something about it and kill it. I've also dropped Living Tempest, so that's it's got flash and flying. It's 3/3 for 5 mana. So I was quite surprised. I did look up the tier list, and I noticed Living Tempest is down in D tier, according to Deathsea, and whereas Shepherd of Heroes is like at the bottom of B tier for white. They're similar. They're flyers for 5 mana. Shepherd of Heroes has an extra point of toughness, so I suppose you've got to. It survives a 3 damage Royal Eruption. So I guess that raises it up a couple of tiers. I guess it's got a bit that one's got a bit of life gain on it, whereas this one's got flash. I was thinking of Living Tempest as maybe a bit of a removal card. You can block something small and kill it. Maybe even block a 2/2 flyer or something like that. But I think at the end of the day, it is another 5 mana creature in the deck, which perhaps I don't need. I've got some. So I've got a decent flyer. I've got a removal spell, and I've got a big utility creature which actually bounces my lands back so that can help me trigger my landfall, as well as it could potentially bring back a Balaged recovery that I maybe might play as a land early on. So these sort of make sense for the deck. Shepherd of Heroes is just a bit stronger than Living Tempest, I guess. So it's one of these tough decisions. I've decided I'll drop these two. I'm trying to think what I put in instead. I've now got 2 Skyclave Sentinels. I've dropped the Tajuru Snarecaster because these guys are they're kicker creatures and we're a kicker deck, so it makes sense to have both of these in here. I will have another little look through the deck and see. Oh yeah, I decided to add Scale the Heights. So this is another cantrip card. It lets you draw a card, and it's okay. The +1/+1 counter can be quite significant because that can switch on a Skyclave Sentinel. They need a +1/+1 token before they can attack. So that sort of makes a bit of sense. You gain 2 life, you can play an additional land. I've got the kind of deck where I'm going to have additional land in my hand sometimes from Reclaim the Wastes in particular. That can give me 2 extra basic lands. So that seems playable, and it's drawing. Yeah, it's the cantrip theory. If I've got some pretty good bombs in the deck, I just want to draw through my deck and get to the bombs. So that's the reason that's in there. I think that's about it. So yeah, and I've dropped a Spring Mantle Cleric as well. That's just another big creature for 5 mana. Potentially it's a 6/7 if I have 4 colours of mana, but it doesn't have any evasion. It doesn't have trample. It is just a big creature. So I've dropped that just to get these cheaper spells that draw cards and make the deck a bit more consistent, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. In fact, I added Feed the Swarm to the deck because that's sort of a better. It's a stronger card because it just kills anything. It's not that hard for this deck to get the black mana. There's one swamp and then there's the 3 fixers in the deck. So I should be able to cast it. I think the actual decision there was dropping Living Tempest for Feed the Swarm. So I thought, yeah, that kills anything, whereas Living Tempest is basically 3 points of surprise damage to one of your attacking creatures. So based on that logic, I thought, well, Feed the Swarm could just kill anything. There is that issue, I lose life. But hopefully that isn't a big problem. Hopefully I'm killing something that's going to do me a lot more damage anyway. I suppose that is sorcery speed as well, just to remember that. But yeah, that's been my reasoning for the deck. So it's sort of I think I don't usually use tier lists that much. But I thought, since this is my first draft, I'll check one out and see where I disagree with the tier list, or where my deck decisions have disagreed. Deliberate and Spare Supplies are both in, I think, D tier. They're not rated at all, but I think they work for my deck. As I say, I'm just trying to draw through my deck and get to the bombs. So and also, yeah, the really important thing, my curve is, I've got 11 3-drops, which isn't ideal. I really need to hit my 3rd land drop, or I'm going to have problems. So yeah, getting a few card draw cards in the 2 slot, couple of card draw cards is going to I figure that's going to help me out a bit, getting that 3rd land. So that's the theory anyway. So I'll just start it off. And yeah, in the guide the sort of, it suggested the average number of lands you go for is 18. I mean, most other drafts it's 17, right? So I've stuck with 17. I've only got one of the modal lands you can play as a land or a spell. Okay, right, interesting. So we've got a very interesting hand. Do we now? We've got 2 forests, 2 islands. Are we going to go for a plains or a swamp? Is a good question. Maybe that answers it. We'll go for the swamp first, so we can get our deadly alliance. And I'm not going to wait till turn 4 to do it. I think to get 2 lands, we'll go ahead and do this now. Yeah, and that is sorcery speed, of course, so I've got to do this now. So the worry with my deck strategy is I'm just going to get run over early as they develop creatures on turn 2 and 3. That looks like it might happen. So I've got to decide, is Deliberate or Spare Supplies the better option here? I think I'll keep my mana up. I'll play Deliberate. I suppose I've got enough land. I don't really mind what I draw. I think I'll get the spare supplies out of the way first. Yeah. And then I've got a blocker. Okay. So we've got a choice here. We've got... If I play out a wizard, that makes Deadly Alliance 1 cheaper. So that becomes 4 mana. Okay, he's got a mill strategy. Should I be scared of that? Interesting. That's a cheap way of taking out his ruin crab. If that's his plan, his nefarious plan this game. So we can play the swamp and Skyclave's Sentinel can block that, so we could play that as a 2/3. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Oh, interesting, right. He's got counter spells as well. Fair enough. Alright, there goes my stuff. Couple of land. Tazuru Blightblade. It could be worse, I suppose. And he's gonna counter my next spell as well, I'm guessing. So I could do 2 spells this turn. I could feed the swarm. So if he's got more anti-cognition, I see. Right, yeah, I've got 5 cards now. Let's play the island. I think feed the swarm on Ruin Crab. It doesn't seem great at all, but it only costs me 1 life point. Seems good. And we will can either draw a card with that or deliberate. Oh, Soaring Thought Thief. Okay. Right. So yeah, we had definitely have a milling deck here. Okay. Okay, so what we lost? Oh dear. Okay, gnarled colony and a roiling regrowth. Okay. And okay, got another 2/2 flyer. Okay, we're getting we are, as I feared might happen, we're getting rolled over completely. I think I could deliberate now. That might be sensible. Balaged recovery, I think would be nice to have. So let's draw that. In fact, we're gonna draw the planes as well, aren't we? Still, we do need our planes. We don't want the planes to get milled, which is a good sort of point. I think he's pretty much tapped out, so I think we have to kill that. That's milling, so he's hitting. That takes 2 power off the board. Sorry, that takes 3 power off the board. So much for the mill idea, I guess. He's just going to beat me with beatdown. Let's go for this guy, see if we get countered. Feeling a counter spell. Okay. That's a good spell. That won't work. That. Okay, right. Vastwood Search, please. We can return target card from a graveyard. So we can bring back Deadly Alliance, which I think is what we have to do. Rather than the one that costs me. You can counter that one, of course. Okay, didn't. But yeah, this is the beauty of having a strong aggro, a strong mana curve, I should say. Right. Of course, he's got a chilling trap, so yeah. Still, I stop 2 damage. Right, Kazundu Stomper. Okay, Deadly Alliance will kill that guy. But yeah, I've still got just so many card draw options. That bounces my land, which we don't particularly want to do. Yeah. Right. Well, we can stop 2 damage for that. He could have another of these Soaring Thought Thieves. So we could stop on his upkeep. Yeah, unfortunately nothing else we can do. Ah, Jesus, okay. Yeah, let's resolve that. So, yeah, we just lost, unfortunately. That's another 2 damage. Oh well. We can activate that ability to draw a card. We've drawn loads of cards, but I think that's a good game. I can track my loss to using the removal card on Ruin Crab. I thought, oh, let's kill it quick before we get milled loads of cards, and it was a mistake. Yeah, I just got beaten down brutally. But I got loads of land. I was 1 off a Vastwood Surge. Interesting. So that was a whole lot of nothing, unfortunately. Right. So aggro is a problem. So spare supplies on balance, that is maybe a bit too expensive to draw 2 cards. Maybe I can't afford to have this few creatures on turn 2. Definitely the nectarpot can keep me alive. That seems good. Snarecaster could keep me alive a bit because it's got reach. Yeah. Okay, we'll do. Yeah. 2 more creatures. We're not putting Broken Wings in though. As tempting as it is. Right. So we've gone from 12 creatures to 14. Yeah, it isn't 12 creatures, it's not a lot. So yeah, a couple more creatures will help a bit. There's actually potentially 2 more Tajiri Blight Blades I could put in. Maybe let's drop Scale the Heights. It's just too much mana for not enough effect. Let's put in another Blight Blade. So I've just dropped all of the cantrip ideas because they slow the deck down in the early game, and I'm already a ramp deck, so I've got just turns where I do nothing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I had a feeling. Yeah, that could be. That could be something that happened. Right. So that's 3 extra creatures added. So I've got a creature count of 15 now. So when you drop the cantrips, you're making the deck a bit more efficient, I suppose. Okay, now we've got the situation where we'd love some cantrips because we don't have any green mana. We can play a turn 3 Skyclave Sentinel. Okay, I think this is probably a terrible decision, but we're gonna, without green mana, we're gonna keep these cards. I'm gonna check, I think, my mana distribution and see if I can add an extra forest at the expense of an island. I think that would make a lot of sense. Let's see if how aggro this guy is. Okay, yeah. Pretty aggressive, I would say. Okay, yeah. We didn't hit a forest. We've got a defender. Oh dear. Okay, interesting. He's doing a bit of durdling, a bit like me. Oh geez. Oh, I'm really in trouble. Right, we might just reverse my changes now. Okay, he's got something good. I'm probably dead. Oh, I got a swamp. It's almost enough to cast a removal spell. That is just a 4/3 warrior. Okay. Well, we're not dying as quick in the previous game as we were in the previous game, but we're doing a lot less than we were in the previous game. Oh, on an island. Wow, aren't we lucky? So, should we do that in his upkeep phase, maybe? That's my theory. That is for tempo purposes. Okay, he's got a Sky Dancer, which I can block, which is alright. Okay, good. Oh, it didn't. It got me 2 cards closer to my forest, so he's done me a favour. Blow this guy up, please. On the plus side, we're only 1 planes away from being able to potentially equip on all of the Skyclaves, should we need to. Walk the grave. Oh my god. Well, that's not looking good, is it? We've got the Throne of Makindi. Oh boy. That interestingly might kind of work after a fashion. Yes. Yes, that will work. Oh. Too bad we're probably dead. Ah, well. So I guess this is the reason I put all of those card draw cards in my deck. I thought this might happen. This would get me out of it quicker. And then I played an aggro deck, which just rolled over me. The mistake in that game was using removal on a 0/3 thing that was milling me. Okay, yeah, we're going to get hit for 4, that's fine. Just remember to put a charge counter on this. Oh geez, that's being kicked, so that's a 3/3 flyer. Right, charge counter on the Throne of Makindi, and we might... we're so dead. But well, we've got Ireland. What's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? We can actually Vastwood Surge. Make this a huge 4/5 creature. Because these guys are swinging in for 7. Yeah. Okay. Problem. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can just swing in with everything and win. It took us too long to figure out how to get green mana. Did I? Oh, I'm not very smart. I just played an island for some reason. I think I was so excited about playing Vastwood Surge that I didn't think about doing this. Playing a forest, playing a blocker. Ah! So, yeah, I've... it could have kept me alive for another turn, I guess. Maybe he'll be so impressed with Vastwood Surge being kicked that he won't attack with everything. Autopay. Boom. We did it. We got to cast Vastwood Surge. We're definitely getting that second plains. And we're getting a forest. So we kind of need a forest. No attacks. We're not going to attack. Alright. We're off. We're off to a bad start, I've got to say. If there's no green source in that opening hand, I've got to mulligan, I think. Oof. Has that got haste by any chance? Yeah, naturally. Okay, I guess we'll block the biggest thing. Good game. Well, again, I died with 3 creatures in my hand that time. But if it's any consolation, maybe I'd have still lost if I'd played them. It's looking like we're going for the classic 0/3. Not had a 0/3 for a little while. I've flirted with 0/3. I've gone 1 and 3. Let's just check. Yeah, good stuff. Right. Now, are we going to just revert all of those changes I made after I got mana screwed? It's tempting. You meet an aggro deck and you get just rolled over. You go, right, drop all all that card draw nonsense. Yeah, okay, maybe the slightly silly thing, I've got 3 blue cards and 6 islands. How important are these blue cards to me? I mean, the theory is that's my kicked spell guy. He's my payoff for my kicked spells. I think we drop all the blue this time. I think, yeah, drop all the blue. Okay, and we're gonna focus on a bit of early game. Right, let's just see how that's... Hopefully it's changed the land for me. No, no, that's a good point. It'd be funny going into the game still with 6 islands. Right. That's how you make the deck a bit more consistent. So I think, yeah, the white cards and the black cards are just a bit better. Is that because the only really good one is the Coral Helm Chronicler. Yeah, I didn't look at... This is what I usually do. I usually have a last look at the land and see if the land is right. Definitely not correct in this situation. Yeah, I think we'll drop forest and outer swamp there. So, yeah, the question is: are we splashing blue for the chronicler? It's quite good. It's not amazing. I could put, yeah, I could put 2 islands in and have a chronicler, because maybe 9 forests is enough. So what? Yeah, just have a look at my my green options. If I didn't put him in, we get all 4 death touches. We could either go for a couple of cantrips, but we reckon the reason for the cantrips was to help me hit that 3rd land drop. And hopefully these death touches will hold the ground. I think let's experiment with broken wings and see if it's any good. We've got this big creature here, but eh. So it's practically mono green, just splashing for a bomb, a couple of removal spells, and a decent flyer. Yeah. And I could put in 2 islands, let's say, and put the chronicler in. I could do that. There's also Bubble Snare, but it's double blue to cast the kicked version. Also Field Research double blue to cast the kicked version. All right. He's a pretty good card. Let's put in a couple of islands. Let's find islands. There we go. Then we just have to drop something again. We've just put all of our stuff in. 2 broken wings or a death touch. I think, yeah, we will drop 1 death touch, I think, for the Coral Helm Chronicler. I want to see if we'll see if the broken wings are effective. Okay. It's, I suppose it's traditional for your first draft in a new set to like go 0-3. There we go. Right. So, I mean, the kill flyer, artifact or enchantment cards, broken wings. That feels like a gamble. But I guess first 2 games I've run into flyers. But if that is the meta, based on a very small amount of data, maybe that is the meta. Need a forest in the opening hand. We got one. We got a forest. It's a good start. We don't have a 1-drop, and we could play Balaged Recovery, knowing we can get it back later. Okay. Yeah, let's keep 7. Yeah, we'll play the tap land. So got a couple of creatures. Okay, let's go. Nectarpot. He's got red and blue. So he could definitely be facing some flyers. Oh, he's using spare supplies. Maybe it's a good card. No, I think it is a good card. I think I've overreacted a bit, but I think. Oh yeah, that's nice. Life point. Start chipping away. I think let's go for a bit of beatdown with this guy. I'm just wondering, do I hold on for 7 mana before I play this guy? Oh right, he's really yeah. He's struggling for. He's looking for that 4th land. Oh no, he's discarded a land. That's very interesting. And that thing, you can do that as an instant. Right, we've got a forest. Let's go for that. We've got the Coral Helm Chronicler, which is pretty exciting. Do we want to play that now? I think so. In fact, yeah, let's go for a bit of beatdown. I'll play this guy for a bit of beatdown as well. Oh, we whiffed. Oh well. We got rid of 4 land off the top, so that's something, innit? Oh, we've got the relic. It's a relic amulet deck. Oh, that's pretty exciting. Oh, he's really doing something here. So that he can now do one of my creatures. 1 damage. But we're eyeing up a Vastwood Surge. Okay, let's do forest. We can sacrifice a forest and get all of the lands we need out. That is just an instant. Sack the forest. So we'll need a swamp and a plains. We need that 2nd plains for the. We do get more of the Skyclaves, and we have to. We have to equip it. nice little construct that's gonna do me a point of damage every round. Okay, we could do a... Ow. Oh, this is a tough one. Do we wait for 2 more lands and have a really amazing Vastwood Surge? Or do we just get 2 lands and then have an amazing Skyclave Sentinel next turn? It's not that easy a decision, I think. But here's my argument, right? I think regular Vastwood Surge will do, and play a Blight Blade. So there's a Blight Blade. Vastwood Surge. The idea is that we can bring back Balagad Sanctuary and get Vastwood Surge back from our graveyard. So, what other lands do we need? Don't really need an island. We'll get a swamp, because why not? And we'll get a forest. A couple of life points. He's earned me quite a few life points. You see, this guy's got Deliberate in his deck. That really makes sense in his deck. And now that can do 2 damage. It could kill Coronal Chronicler. Now what's this guy do? So this triggers off wizards as well, so he can do 3 damage now. On the Grotag Bugcatcher, I've heard about this guy. So he's got Wizard, Rogue, and Warrior. So that gets to 4-2 when it attacks, which is pretty impressive. So we'll hold back a... Do we want to hold back a Blight Blade? We can attack with everything. He's trading off the. Oh, let's see what he does. Chilling Trap. Okay, nice. Okay, he's taken him out. Trick, and it's allowed him to take out one of my guys. Pretty nice. It's so we lost. Lost 2 creatures there. Play this guy with Kicker. Now, we did not do that. It's very smart. We let him die before we got a trigger off the Kicker ability. Hopefully we can still win this game. Hopefully we didn't need that extra card, but we'll see. And the turn. Now that's got 4 damage. It only deals damage to creatures. You can, of course, blow that up with 1 more thingy. Skull Minotaur. Okay, things have taken a turn for the worst, and he's going to blow up a big creature. So we might lose this one after all. That was a terrible attack I did. I ran into Chilling Trap, and of course he could boost his dude. And of course, we're gonna do is draw these Blight Blades. Okay, I'm gonna gain a life point from that. Oh dear. Well, yeah, shit happens. We really didn't we underestimated that. I thought, what can he do for 1 blue? It's probably fine. I want to just push through some damage, finish the game, right? No, he's just had a huge turn, which is absolutely incredible. Okay, so try not to die. We'll trade off that with that guy. If that's 3, 6, that's 11 damage. Okay, so this guy has to die, unfortunately. Okay, 2 blockers. Guess it's a good game. Look, there's. Oh yeah, I'm dead to the goblin constructs. Nice. Oh well, 0-3. There we go. Boom. Good start to the Zendikar campaign. So yeah, definitely mistake at the end there was not. I should have played my kicker card first. My gargoyle, and then I'd have drawn and discarded the land. So I'd have had at least, yeah, not taking into account like predicting what cards he had in his hand. That was just a simple thing I could have done to get an extra card, which could have made all the difference. I chose to get, yeah, the order of events. I chose to go for the Skyclave Sentinel. I mean, I went for. I did a Vastwood Surge, just regular one, to get to 7 land, so I could kick out a Sentinel. Of course, he could blow it up because he's got a blue-red wizard deck with a relic amulet, and so that could just blow up the Sentinel quite easily. So he could quite easily deal with that threat. So in hindsight, waiting for those 2 extra land was the right play. Then I could make all my creatures quite big and scary. I could even make all of those goblin constructs big and scary and start hitting him with them. So yeah, in hindsight, 2020 hindsight, that was the play to make. Yeah, but it looked like, oh right, he's on his last legs. I'm just going to finish him off, and I just totally, of course, underestimated Chilling Trap, which I know it exists. I drafted it myself. I just didn't even think about it. Yeah, it was just one of those. Oh, he's down to 6 life. Let's just push through some more damage. Just get closer to finishing the game. Yeah. So that was a shame. Still, yeah, we didn't see more of the Skyclaves. We saw Coral Helm Chronicler. We didn't really make the most of him. It's I mean, once that deck got going, oh my goodness. Yeah, he had the guy at incredible turn. He played the red guy who gives you loads of mana based on the number of party members you've got, and that's how you could play out his next card, which is another huge creature. Quite a turnaround. That's right, he used another Chilling Trap to kill my Death Touch guy as well. So yeah, red-blue wizard deck with Chilling Traps, definitely working pretty well for that guy. Yeah, but my big error in deck construction, I think I had a reasonable idea with the spare supplies and the deliberate. I just didn't, for some reason, I never actually counted the number of blue cards I had in my deck, and it was about 3, and about 12 or 13 green cards. So when you've only got 6 forests and 6 islands, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, I think it would have been 7 green sources with Balaged Recovery, and I'm playing sort of things that cost 1 green. It's like, So yeah, switching to this, yeah, having 9 forests makes a lot more sense, and just splashing the other colours. So that's all the things I did wrong there. But yeah, there's bound to be a few hiccups in the first draft as well. I mean, I'm in gold as well, so these people, they do a bit of drafting. They know what they're doing, and I imagine they've drafted Zendikar Rising before. So that's anyway. All that said, I feel all right about the deck. Seems okay, but it is not an aggro curve, is it? It's 4 1-drops, 4 2-drops, 12 3-drops. That's a bit of an issue, and that's I think in the first game we saw that. I just drew all my card draw. Well, my 2 card draw things in the 2-drops. I think I actually, well, yeah, something happened to my gargoyle. I can't remember what he did to my gargoyle. It got blown up, or I had to trade it off or something. But yeah, I got in the second game, obviously not getting the forest. I probably should have mulliganed on balance, but then again, that's also 20/20 hindsight. I've also had this advice. I watch a few of these YouTube videos, and the advice is, yeah, don't try not to mulligan in draft. It does cost you. It's I thought, well, I'm bound to draw a forest, and yeah, it didn't quite work out like that. Yeah, we never played our Scoot Swarm. That's a shame. The problem with losing and losing quickly, three times, you don't see much of your deck. But yeah, the first game, I totally overestimated his that relic crab. I thought, oh no, I need to feed the swarm that immediately. I'm gonna get decked if because my deck is a bit slow, and that's gonna be the death of me. But no, he just swarmed me with flyers after that, and I felt bad. So yeah. So I think getting a bit more familiarity with the set is gonna help me a bit. Right, it's 1. Let's check out what we got. Yeah, that was in the last game. This is the wizard he played. Add 1 red for each creature in your party, so I think he may have had a full party. Right. Oh yeah. This is the mill card, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, I'm on 3,000 gold. Might manage another draft this week. We'll see how it goes. Well, thanks for watching. That was a bit shorter than I expected, but there you go.